Hi, I'm Mark. This is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to bring you guys a review of the new Switchbot wallet finder. Now, Switchbot seem to be in the midst of a bit of a launching new product season, and so this channel seems to be becoming a bit of a Switchbot channel at the moment. And that trend of new products from Switchbot continues with their new wallet finder. And this is a new market for Switchbot to dive into. And essentially you want to think of this as a bit like a credit card sized Apple AirTag. Now, Switchbot sent me this to review for you guys, but as with any company that reaches out, I always say, yes, I'd love to review it, but I'll only make an honest review. Now, Switchbot have been sending me things to review for quite a long time now, and they're always up for honest reviews, which is great. And I do use Switchbot products every day in my house. But all of that aside, let's dive into this wallet finder and kick off with price. So this is going to be available for £25. Now that's going to be the most you'll pay because quite regularly there are all sorts of offers on Switchbot, both on Amazon and Switchbot's website. That includes a 10% voucher for Switchbot's website, which I'll include below. Realistically, that means at most you're going to pay £22.50. And if you want to, you can bundle it with more than one to save more money when you purchase it. This prices it at around £10 less than an Apple AirTag. And of course has the advantage of actually being able to fit in your wallet. So let's dive into the design and spec. So this card is the same size as a credit card with some Switchbot details on, but a mostly black design. It is a little bit thicker than your credit cards at 2.5mm thick. This still is pretty slim and easily fits even into my slimline wallet. It also means you could easily throw it into your bag or your luggage or whatever. You can use it with Switchbot's app, but it also works with Apple's Find My app. This means you can add it into both or even just use it with the Find My app. This obviously makes this a great product for Apple users. If you do use it with the Switchbot app, however, there are some bonus features. So if you have a Switchbot smart lock and one of their keypads, it can act as an NFC card to let you into your house. I'll talk more about the other features later on. Inside it has a built-in battery, and Switchbot say this can last for up to 3 years. Unfortunately, this battery can't be replaced. On the card, there is also a QR code. If you've enabled lost mode, someone scanning this QR code can see your details in order to reunite you with your item. It has a built-in 78 decibel speaker, which is pretty loud and used for helping you find a device. You can also get proximity notifications if you leave it behind somewhere that isn't your home. There's also a feature that lets the card act as a reverse iPhone finder. And then it's worth mentioning about security briefly. And it uses AES 128 encryption. This is banking level. It also has anti-tracking prevention built in. And finally for features, if you have a Switchbot hub, then you can also use it as a kind of geolocation thing in order to trigger automations when you leave or arrive home. It's also worth mentioning a few extra things. So it is IP67 waterproof, which is great for being out and about. It also comes with a little kind of string and a hole in the top of it, so you can easily attach it to a lanyard or something like that. Now, out of all those features I've talked about, some work in Apple Home and some work in Switchbot's app. So both of those apps allow you to have things like local alarms, worldwide tracking, and also tracking behind left behind items. Both also let you share items with other people. The Switchbot app, however, does offer some exclusive features just to the Switchbot app. That includes the reverse option to use the card to find your phone, the NFC feature for unlocking your door with the Switchbot keypad, the lost mode feature where your details can appear if someone scans a QR code on the card, and then also the geolocation-based automations for your smart home. All in all, this card is packed with features, so before we talk about using all of them, let's talk about setup. And setup is super easy. If you're going to set it up in the Switchbot app, you go into the Switchbot app, you hit the plus at the top, find the card and follow the instructions. This basically involves holding a button on the card for 2 seconds until it beeps, and then the app finds it. You can give it a name and assign it to a room and play around with some of the other settings. Setting it up in Apple's Find My app is also very similar. You go into Find My, you hit plus, and you hold the button down for 2 seconds and then follow the instructions on screen. Setup for both is about a 30-second job, which is great. So let's talk about using this, and I'm going to try and break it down into all of the features it offers. And let's start with the primary feature, how it works as a wallet finder. So it does fit nicely in a wallet and easily fits into a card section. And you can view its location either in the Find My app or in the Switchbot app. If you've lost it, you can see its location and get directions to it. Now these aren't as clever as the kind of close proximity directions you do get with Apple's AirTags, but it will get you pretty close in terms of the right geographical spot. Now the positioning also doesn't rely on an app itself, and it will basically bounce off other close by devices without actually needing an app, which helps keep the location up to date. In the Switchbot app, you can also switch on a lost mode, which is really useful. This will prompt you to add in your contact details temporarily while the lost mode is on. And this means someone finding your wallet and finding the Switchbot card can scan the QR code and see your details and hopefully get your wallet back to you, if they're a decent human being. Other features like being notified if you leave it behind are great to have as well. Now, if you have just lost it around your house and you don't want to put it into lost mode, you can use the directions to check that it's with you, and then also use a Switchbot app or Home app to make it make a noise. Now, this noise is pretty loud, and I'd say actually louder than Apple's AirTag. This means even if it was to be kind of shoved under a cushion on your sofa, you'd still be able to hear it and track it down. It's also a good time to mention that either via Switchbot's app or Apple's Home app, you can also share this device with other people. And the Switchbot app has actually just gained some brand new sharing features. This doesn't just apply to this wallet finder, but all Switchbot devices. That means you can now choose which devices you share with people rather than just your whole home, which is what happened in the past. This is a great upgrade to have, especially if you have a Switchbot smart lock, which you want to share with someone like a house sitter. So next, let's talk about automations. So in the Switchbot app, you can set automations. And this basically means you choose which Switchbot devices you want to do different things when you leave home or arrive home. Now, you are going to need a Switchbot hub for this feature to work, but if you've got Switchbot devices already, you probably have a Switchbot hub. This is a nice little add-on feature to have. Likewise, in a list of nice add-on features, the fact that it doubles up as an NFC card for Switchbot locks is really nice. It's also worth noting that this will continue to work beyond the battery life. So after 3 years, you'll still have an NFC card you can use with your Switchbot lock. Of course, if you do lose your wallet, you're going to want to remember to disable that NFC card as well. Now, I kind of think this is something that Switchbot should have done with the lost mode, so when you turn on lost mode, it disables that feature, and maybe that's something I could do in the future. At the moment, however, you're going to need to put it on lost mode and disable the NFC. And then there's a few other things you can check in the Switchbot app. So you can check the battery life, whether your phone's connected to it or not, so if it's in close proximity, and also change some of the sound settings and the icon in the app. And then the final feature to talk about is the reverse phone finding feature. Setting this up will allow you to double tap the button on the card in order to let your phone make a noise. This works even if your phone is in silent mode and is a really nice extra to have. And all of these features work well, although of course you get the most out of this if you use Switchbot products on an ongoing basis. But of course, as with most products, there are downsides, so let's talk about those. And in my opinion, there are 2 key downsides with this product. The first, and a massive one for me, is that non-replaceable battery. And that means you're going to need to buy a new one of these every 3 years or so. And okay, £25 every 3 years when there's no extra subscription or anything isn't that much, but it is wasted plastic every 3 years. And it is a shame there's not a replaceable battery like Apple's AirTags, although I expect that's a trade-off for the slimness of this. And then secondly, the tracking ability isn't quite as clever as Apple's. And of course, with both Apple AirTags and this Switchbot wallet finder, you can use a map to find where it is. But with Apple, you get that extra proximity location, which is pretty cool. All in all, however, what is the verdict on Switchbot's new wallet finder device? And really what I think's happened here is Switchbot has seen a gap in the market and kind of looked at the AirTag and gone, well, it's a bit big to go in someone's wallet. Let's try and create something slim and flat. And they've done a great job with it. And they could have easily done just that and it being like a flat AirTag, but instead they've added in a load of extra features. And things like it being an NFC card and being able to trigger automations and things makes it a really useful addition if you use a lot of Switchbot products already. The main thing, however, that puts me off recommending it over an AirTag is that the battery can't be replaced. And whilst it's not expensive, I don't like waste. All of that being said, however, I am going to be keeping this in my wallet. If you guys do want to pick one up, I'll put links below to Amazon and Switchbot's website, including a 10% off code for Switchbot's website. Both of those are affiliate links, so if you make a purchase with one of those links, I'll get a very small cut of what you spend. That just helps me keep this channel going because I never take sponsorship and this isn't my full-time job. So if you do use one of those links, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you've got any questions, do stick them below and I'll answer those. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again soon.